Hello everyone and welcome to the 207th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict, you may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me as always is my friend, co-host, and Woody's buddy, Frederick.
My god, we're just straight into it. Just hit a Woody, and then directly home. Oh my god, what's going on over there?
Your computer's exploding in the back.
Directly home to then immediately record a pod.
To do a pod? Yeah, for those who don't know, which I would hope would be no one.
Exactly, everyone in the world should know this.
A Woody is when we go have dinner before a movie and then see the movie.
Exactly.
We used to go to a Woody's Cafe, it's a whole thing. We just came back from the cinema, dare I say, like 5 minutes ago.
My god, yeah, we got in, and now we're here. I think, is this the first time we've done one of these?
This is the first time we've gone straight cinema to pod, so you're getting the rawest thoughts.
God, this is news.
Predator Badlands is not ready for our hot takes that we and in fact I don't know if I've even formed an opinion yet. Yes. But we will do that over the course of the podcast.
Sitting here in the quiet, just it was pretty good, I guess.
Trying to process it.
It was so fantastic.
But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Predator Badlands, the latest entry in the Predator franchise. We also have a little bit of news, and also a slight mini review that I'll hit quickly,
mini review?
just because it's relevant to the pod.
Okay, it's been a while since we hit a mini review.
It has, yeah. But yeah, we'll be talking the Michael Jackson trailer, which I assume you saw.
I have indeed.
Some Timothée Chalamet news. Perhaps we'll touch on David Harbour real quick.
Yes.
How do I say we just fucking get into it?
Just get right into it,
Let's just do it.
All right.
So first of all, there are time codes down below, by the way. Mini review for this week. I felt it was important to talk about because last night, I did in fact watch one of the patron saints of the podcast's latest film, The Smashing Machine.
Yes.
Dwayne Johnson's Oscar-winning turn.
I'll let you do it, but you said you had a phrase that you wanted to reveal on pod.
I just, when I mentioned to you that I watched The Smashing Machine, I just said, he ain't winning that Oscar.
So I take it was bad.
It was not bad. It wasn't great.
But Dwayne was downright terrible.
No. Well, that's the funny thing. The Smashing Machine about UFC fighter Mark Kerr, it was marketed and meant to be Dwayne's, like, I'm a real actor now turn.
Yeah.
And it's obviously his best performance to date.
Okay.
But it is not as transformative a performance as one might expect from the marketing.
He's still hitting some of the classic Dwayne things, or what? Is his contract of him not being able to lose a fight still in action?
No, although it was funny that there's that's a running theme in the film that the actual guy, Mark Kerr, like, can't handle losing a fight. And I was like, Dwayne really got in the mindset. He worked on Fast and Furious for 10 years.
There's no method acting here at all. This is just Dwayne.
But yeah, I mean, he does a little bit of a voice, and, he's a decent actor, he does some decent acting. But, like, a lot of the time, he just kind of talks like Dwayne, and there's one part that's quite funny where he shaves his head, and he's, like, it's literally just Dwayne.
It's just Dwayne with weird eyebrows.
But yeah, the movie was just sort of, considering it's from the Safdie brothers, who did Uncut Gems and Good Time, which are two of the most, like, energetic, frenetic movies you can watch. Very low-energy movie. I guess it's meant to be sort of character study-y, but also, I didn't feel like you studied his character very much. You don't learn much about him by the end. Like, he did some drugs, and he hated his wife, and, like, and then that's that.
And he was Dwayne, and he shaved his head.
Yeah, he was bald Dwayne for a little bit. Just not, like, there's a bit at the end where, like, they do in all the sort of fighting movies where he's getting beat up, and, like, flashes back to all the moments throughout the movie.
Like moments of his regret, or...
But that's the thing, like, normally it's like, what's motivating your regret? And it was just like, man, he really did do some drugs, and he liked his coach, and he hated his wife. Like, dang.
Man, he really ain't winning that Oscar.
My exact thoughts in that montage. Look, he's good. I expect he might get a nomination.
Okay,
he probably knows Hollywood. He can grease some elbows and
grease. So how'd you win your Oscar? Oh, I bribed it.
I don't mean bribery, but I mean, people probably like Dwayne enough for, like, it was pretty good. Let's give him that. But I don't think he's gonna win.
A pity nomination. Did we not peg Dwayne to... First of all, did we not just peg Dwayne?
We did not do that.
Did we not peg him to win?
I did say Dwayne... I said, I believe, quote, fuck it, Dwayne Johnson wins an Oscar in 2026.
So, and now after having seen it, it ain't happening, little
No, it's a good performance. It's an okay movie. I don't think it's going to do great.
Okay.
I can see why it made, I believe, $4.
So not a great month for fighting movies then. Sydney Sweeney.
There was also the Sydney Sweeney one that opened with Buns numbers, I
think
say?
I believe it was -70. People paid not to watch it.
But yeah, Smashing Machine. I wouldn't smashing the Redbox machine to get this movie.
Ooh, I wouldn't be smashing his chances to bet money on him to get an Oscar.
I'm not sure if there was like a triple negative in there, but I kind of get the point you're making. Also, I don't know if Redbox is still a thing where you get movies, but
I don't even know what Redbox is.
anyway.
We're getting distracted.
Should we talk a little bit of news?
What newsums have you got for us?
Well, do you like Michael Jackson? Everything about him?
As much as the next kid.
Michael Jackson. There was a trailer for the movie Michael.
Don't give me those eyes.
Which, what'd you think, first of all?
I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is a bad thing to be saying, but like, I've remained a fan of Michael Jackson's music, despite all the stuff that's going on. It's objectively really good music, and he has, for better or worse, had a very interesting life. So being able to sorry, it's good, boys.
I just beckoned to Freddie to lean a little closer to the mic, but it was just very ominous as I stared directly into your eyes and just, here, boy.
I feel so tamed. But so what was I saying?
Michael Jackson, you love all.
You love everything about him. But so when I saw it, I was like, this seems like it makes sense to make this movie. I think there's a lot of stuff to explore, and I think isn't the guy who plays Michael Jackson also called something Jackson?
I think he's related to him. I think he's like a grand nephew or something. Some shit, I don't know.
I think he's like his grandchild or something.
I don't know. Maybe I think he is actually related though.
Yeah.
That's why I was.
So I'm excited for this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think honestly the first thought when I saw the trailer was that because I'm making like my box office predictions, I was like, this is gonna fucking clean up at the box office. I think it's gonna be a huge hit. Because yeah, I mean Michael Jackson was such. I mean, still is, but when he was alive, such a phenomenon. I mean, like, when people
I don't think
like,
anyone's come
passing
close
out
to.
and-
Yeah, I don't think anyone's come close to reaching the level of fame in the music industry that he's done.
Yeah.
At least in terms of like the extreme kind of like fandom.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think it looks like a pretty solid music biopic. I think he has the amazing discography and the interesting life. I was sort of curious, and I guess this was stupid to think if they were going to touch on the allegations, but I guess if it's involving his family, like his literal family starring as him,
I doubt it.
But I think it'll be more of a celebration of his music, and yeah, looks pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I'm there for it.
Michael,
and also cool to be like played by another family member.
Yeah, there's
Michael. Go Michael.
I will say the one shot in the trailer where they do like kind of not a close-up, but they do like his face fully. I'm like, that is not Michael Jackson. Like throughout, you're like, oh, okay, all the iconography, all the stuff. Then they do like the shot of his face like that. You ain't Michael, bro.
You ain't fooling me, little bro.
Next piece of news. Well, let's real quick just touch on this David Harbour thing.
Oh yeah, right.
Because last week we mentioned that we'd seen some news about Harbour.
Listen, it was posted on pretty famous news channels.
We just saw some Instagram posts about Harbour, some complaints being filed by Millie Bobby Brown on Stranger Things. And then, I think the day after we recorded, there was a video of them on the red carpet, David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown being hella chummy.
They were chumming it up.
So... Huh? Yeah, so I mean, I will say, just my 2 cents. I've seen some people saying like, so it was all completely untrue. I don't know about all that. I'm just...
We are doubling down. He is the worst.
This is totally speculative. But, I mean, there was also interviews with the creators and Sean Levy where they talked vaguely about like, we're all a family. And Sean Levy was like, the allegations or the things I've read have been wildly inaccurate, but no one explicitly said
they're
that
wildly
did
untrue.
not happen. And also, I thought it was interesting because the Daily Mail, which is where it was originally reported, kind of, not the most reputable source, but Variety, which I would consider quite a reputable source, in one of their articles, it says, sources with knowledge of the situation have confirmed to Variety that there was an investigation into Brown's complaint and that it was resolved.
So... perhaps there maybe was a complaint, but it's just been resolved internally then. What are we saying?
Again, totally speculative. My theory is
He did it.
Get him, boys.
Lock him up.
My theory is that there was something that went on. He possibly, acted in an uncool way. Mm-hmm. It maybe was not as deep as it's made out to be, possibly.
Could be.
And I don't know if, they are actually great friends in real life, but someone probably said, hey, we got this, tentpole premiere coming up of our series finale. We don't want this to be hanging over the entire thing. Can you guys, go on the red carpet? And so at the very least, they are cool enough to act cool in public.
So in which case, it can't be the worst of the worst.
One would hopefully. Hope. Yeah, hopefully everyone's good and everything's fine. That's just my 2 cents on what it could be, what it seems like.
But it was, who knows what's happened, but it was unfortunate timing the day after the pod goes up. And we all good.
But yeah, hopefully all good there. Also, not a super fun pod so far, because I'm also going to bring up the Renner allegations briefly.
I did see that. Well, how could we not touch on the Renner
Mostly just because Renner is sort of a recurring character on the pod.
A bit of a meme.
So it would be a little odd if we just completely ignored it. Mm-hmm. Look, there have been allegations that he was shitty in multiple ways to this woman, this director. He has denied the allegations. Without getting too much into it, I did do a slight bit of research on the Renner, and I found that this is not actually the first... I don't know if I knew this, but he has actually had allegations before of other shitty things he's done, which he's also denied. But I will just say, I think we have given him Goat of the Year or some shit on various pods. So just want to say, I don't think I knew about this before.
Yeah. I hope you didn't.
But so probably won't be giving him Goat of the Year. Again, he denies all allegations, but there is...
Yeah,
it seems...
Man did survive a snowplow thing, but maybe still not Goat of the Year.
Yeah, maybe 2 things can be true. Maybe he survived the snowplow and also perhaps not the best guy. Again, he denies it. But yeah, anyway, enough allegations for this episode.
Please.
We move on to a great news story.
Oh.
And
Dwayne Johnson is not winning an Oscar.
I've just titled this Timothée Chalamet Locked In.
Ooh. Okay, is this some Timothy hype we're about to get?
I want to do a little Timothy hype.
Okay.
If you're willing to get on board.
I feel like you have not always been the most hyped of Timothy.
I have not.
So this kind of comes out of nowhere.
An annoying little shit. What?
Yeah. I feel like you've told me that he was a rat boy before.
That sounds like something I'd say. I deny it though expressly. This is a Variety article. Timothée Chalamet says
he's locked in.
Timothée Chalamet says he hasn't gooned in 3 months. Wow.
Wow.
Timothy Chalamet says no to making TV and was disappointed to lose the Oscar. People can call me a tryhard. They can say whatever the fuck. This was... Timothée Chalamet opened up in a new Vogue cover story about his disappointment when it comes to losing awards. So this is related also to... I believe earlier this year...
He did do a speech, right?
He did a speech where he was talking about chasing greatness and this kind of stuff. And in this interview... He talked about how, it sucks not winning the award. He wanted to win the award. Basically his competitive nature.
Yeah.
I think this is an interesting conversation in regards to the arts and competition.
Yeah. I'm honestly, again, I haven't seen this interview, but the speech he gave earlier this year, I thought it was great. I was a big fan of it. I thought it was kind of something that you don't see a lot in Hollywood, and it was a weird kind of, because I think a lot of people took it as him being very arrogant and kind of but I didn't see this at all. I think he was just kind of straight up. He said what he wants. He said what he's striving for, and despite you not being the biggest Timothy fan, maybe, I think we can both agree that he is a pretty great actor.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we joke. I'm not a Timothy hater.
No, he's not old.
I'm a Timothy indifferenter. I think he's been slightly miscast in some roles. I didn't think he was a great...
Do you think he's been overcast?
I don't know. I Dune, he's good in. I don't think he's the best choice for that role. Wonka, I did not think he was the best Wonka. That's what he means by pursuing greatness, starring in Wonka.
I want to be the best Wonka.
I haven't seen the Bob Dylan movie. Apparently he's pretty good in that. But I have to say, I quite like this mentality because as someone who also is a fan of film and the arts and wants to work in film, but also a sports fan as well. And he compared in that speech, he talked about Michael Jordan and the greats of that. I think there was something cool about it because I have a little bit of an internal debate as well where it's you don't make art for the awards and you want to express yourself and say something true about the world. But at the same time, I, much like Timothy.
You and Timothy, two peas in a pod.
But, you have, like, a competitive drive where you want to,
Yeah.
like, succeed and sort of, like, prove yourself and be great. And I think that is sort of a cool, as long as, like, I don't know, there's a line to walk between, like, creating art, like, you don't want to be creating art just for the awards, but I think there's also, like, to push yourself in your work and to be the best at what you can do. Absolutely. I kind of like that.
And also, it just showed, I think it was a bit of a, I feel like it was a more raw moment than people actually give it credit for, because, there's so many terrible speeches that either get super schmarmy, and there's so many, like, there was like, this award goes out to everyone here, we all want it. It's like, guys, shut up. Yeah, just the fact that he straight up, he says what he wants, and also does it in a way that I still thought was quite respectful, where he's like, I'm not claiming to be at the mountaintop yet, or whatever, like whatever he said, but still.
I was in Wonka, so like.
I know I'm not the best Wonka.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding, you're the worst Wonka, but that's fine, that is what it is.
Even that one Wonka movie with, like, wasn't there one in like 2006 or 2007 before Depp? I think there was. An overlooked Wonka movie.
I don't think so.
I think there is
a fourth Wonka.
I think
Who was Wonka?
I don't know. It's some bootleg Wonka.
Bootleg Wonka? Is this like a what? No, wait.
All right, you talk.
Wonka 2006.
Okay, you looking it up.
Is this a 2001 Space Odyssey type?
2001 A Wonka Odyssey.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory came out in 2005 with Depp. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
There's gotta be.
Are you on drugs?
I swear.
Are you just a Timothy nut hugger and you're trying to, like, it wasn't the worst Wonka, there was this fictional movie I made.
There's three. Okay.
You're full of shit, dude. What are you talking about?
We'll get it. I'll do some research afterwards. I swear there's another Wonka movie.
Okay, we'll look into this.
With a creepy looking Wonka.
I think you're thinking of all the Wonka movies, honestly. He's always the biggest weirdo. Anyways. But he, to your point, he said here, if there's 5 people in an award show and 4 people go home losing, you don't think those 4 people are at the restaurant like, damn, we didn't win? I've been around some deeply generous, no-ego actors, and maybe some of them are going, that was fun, but I know for a fact a lot of them are going, fuck.
It sounds like fuck because it's spelled like fuck.
But yeah, I think it's also, it's a cool sort of like, I don't know, I have a trouble trusting anything actors say because they're actors and they want to be liked and everything. So, even when it's like a peek behind the curtain, that can also be sort of manufactured. But it feels like an authentic sort of like, genuine. This is who I am.
Yeah.
Even if I find him like slightly off-putting in some ways. And I don't...
the Wonka movie.
I don't think he's been perfectly cast and everything. I kind of fuck with it. And I guess I'm rooting for him. And he's probably going to win, honestly. Now that the big fish has been taken out of the race in Dwayne Johnson.
The biggest fish.
I think he's probably going to win. I think he would be my next pick.
Well, for what movie?
There's a movie called Marty Supreme coming out at the end of the year, which is, funnily enough, directed by the other Safdie brother. So the two Safdies, they did those Uncut Gems and Good Time, and one of them did The Smashing Machine. The other one will steal his glory, possibly.
The other one's going to take Dwayne's Oscar from him. But so in this interview, this new interview, he's just kind of, what did you say he done? He's kind of like doubled down on that thing of saying that
Yeah, well, he was just talking about how he was disappointed to lose the Oscar, I guess. Okay. And he also said no to making TV, which I don't know.
So no to TV.
I guess that's TV is kind of different now. I don't know. TV is not like you're on some like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ass show. Like
I was gonna say, you could be in the new Iron Fist show.
Yeah. But also, by the way, just real quick, speaking of speeches and awards and stuff, just because we never covered it last year. Adrian Brody's speech at the Oscars. Dude. Shut your ass up, bro.
Put the fries in the bag.
Get your ass out of here, bro. One of the most I like Adrian Brody as an actor. I genuinely, that moment made me like, damn, I actually don't really like him.
I don't fuck with you anymore. Because like
what an obnoxious
so
fucking
obnoxious.
Moment. Yeah.
So pretentious and how long did it go over time? Like
it went fucking forever.
Yeah.
But no, the funny thing is it went forever and he said nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, no, let me keep talking. Bro waffled.
Bro, Adrian filibuster.
He has to stop the music so broken waffle. Shut up. Put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, that was completely obnoxious. Yeah. And wasn't Conan...
Timothy would never.
Wasn't Conan also like, let's keep it going? Or what?
I don't remember that. I mean, I remember Killian was behind him looking hella uncomfortable, as we all are in Adrian Brody's presence. Also, you were in a like mid-ass movie, man. The Brutalist.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Well, that's all the news I have for this week.
So we end on, it was kind of sad. Wasn't most of the
Kind of grim.
not super positive, but then ending on Timothy being a bit of a hunky goat.
I guess,
Your words.
I don't know if I'd use the word hunky. He's kind of Killian Maxing in that he's a scarecrow of sorts, but yeah. But yeah, no, positive. I feel like we're also sort of entering award season, which as a movie nerd, kind of our Super Bowl. So yeah, also, sorry, there was a car backing up ominously towards us. It's Brody. He's got our fries. Anyway. So with that said, I think we can just go straight to our topic for this week. God. The movie we just saw in the cinema.
Literally hours ago.
Yeah, but literally like an hour ago. We finished the magnum opus that is the movie Predator Badlands.
Let's get the main thing out of the way. You like? You know like.
Yeah, we haven't even really talked about it since it was kind of an odd experience leaving the cinema without.
Yeah, because we always do a little debrief, and now we're just like, we're gonna go home and pod.
Don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, we've walked for 30 minutes in silence.
I liked.
Yeah,
I liked in general.
I would say I also liked. I think I liked about as much as I thought I would like, but I think I liked this more than I would other Predator movies because, as you'd also said, people have said it was pretty good. I enjoyed.
What is your Predator experience? How much
extensive?
How much time did you do?
My Predator experience is we went to watch one, and then I saw Prey, which I really enjoyed. Prey.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that was, and this was the same director who did Prey, right?
Yeah.
I would say this is a slight step down from Prey, but I enjoyed it, and I honestly don't know if I've seen other Predator movies. That might be it.
Well, yeah. There's Predator 1, 2, then there's Predators with inexplicably in like a hunky action man role, Adrian Brody. Who let him in there? Predator 1, it's a pretty fun 80s movie with Arnold. It's like it has some quite iconic, cool moments. Yeah. I watched it over the summer with Papa Hudson and Mama Hudson. But it was a pretty demoralizing experience because do you know when you're showing someone a movie and they just clearly hate it?
Yeah.
And Papa Hudson genuinely
was not
detested Predator. And to be fair, I on rewatching it, it's a pretty slow movie. Like it's not.
Is he otherwise an Arnold fan?
Yeah, well, no. That's the thing. He loves Terminator. It was like I was like, that's such a dad movie. But it's a great movie. But there's a lot of them just walking around the fucking woods. Okay. Predator 2, I think, is really fucking fun. The Predator comes to L.A. and like it's a cop fighting the Predator. It's like very goofy. And then there's the Adrian Brody one, which is pretty whatever. Then there's the one we saw, which is terrible. Prey, which honestly might be my favorite of the series.
For me, so far it is. I've only seen less than half of it, but yes.
Yeah.
Prey's great.
And then earlier this year, there was an animated film, also from Dan Trachtenberg, called Predator Killer of Killers. I don't know if you saw that.
I've seen clips. I have not seen the full thing.
I think you would really like it.
Yeah?
It's like kind of an anthology thing, where it's like different chapters in history where the Predator comes, and there's like there's a Japanese one that is like
I feel like
fucking awesome.
I feel like you've told me
about
this. I think that might be needed to be put on the watch list.
And then so clearly they've put the Predator franchise with Dan Trachtenberg, which I think is a good idea because he also did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was great.
It was.
But yeah, I think I don't know why this is where my mind went, but I feel like this movie is like best case scenario Tron Ares. What I mean by this is like a movie that is a lot of it is set sort of in non-human environments and with not like a traditional, like in a more fantasy world.
Yeah.
It can be easy for it not to be grounded, for you not to care about anything. And I don't know, maybe it's just because we saw that recently, but this was like the good version of that.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess. It reminded me also a bit of Kong Skull Island, where it's like you go to an island and there's a bunch of shit trying to kill you.
Yeah. Even
though you haven't seen a ton of Predator stuff, you get that like the Predator's the villain.
Yeah.
What did you think of flipping the script? Where
I didn't mind it. I do think going back to the Proximus talk we had a few weeks
that we have daily,
that we have every waking hour. I do think there maybe, for me at least, was a little bit of what you talked about how, in previous Predator movies and Planet of the Apes movies, there's been like the human versus the ape and or predator, same thing. Yeah. And then when you take the human equation largely out of it, it does create a different dynamic. And I think that was the case here. There was because I think a lot of the thing in the Predator movies is that there is this kind of like visceral fear of the predator.
Yeah.
Where that's kind of not in this movie at all. I don't think, because like he's just a bit of a tank.
Yeah.
But as you said, I think this is also best case scenario for it. I think the world was, everything was trying to kill you, but I thought that was done in an interesting way. Pretty good and fun side characters as well, and I didn't mind the main lead. I thought he was good.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky thing to do because like it's a little bit like Terminator, where they made Terminator Salvation, where like the point of Terminator is that you're in the human world and there's a robot from the future trying to kill you, and like that's kind of with Predator. There's an alien trying to kill you, and so to take it like to do the lore bit of it, to do like, but what if we did the Predator's world, or what if we did like the future where the Terminators are fighting? It's like that's not really the interesting. That's like the backstory.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also in our How to Fix Every Franchise pod, we were talking about how Jurassic movies, Alien movies, doing the same bullshit every time gets pretty boring.
This was a refreshing new take on it.
I'm open to seeing some new shit, and I think Dan Trachtenberg is honestly really good at that. That's what I liked about Prey and Killer of Killers.
Yeah.
Is that it's, man, with the Predator, why not send him to different time periods? Like, that's such a fun way to spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
And going to the Predator world and doing it from their POV, at least it's different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that, and I thought it was pretty well done, if not, I think the story is a little simple. It is which is fine, but it's a bit like, you can see where it's going. There's
exactly.
He meets the goofy
it's not
sidekick
super unpredictable.
and the cute animal, and maybe he's gonna learn that being a predator, you gotta also be
you gotta also be prey.
well, yeah, he becomes nicer and doesn't kill everyone.
To be a predator, you need to have a monkey spit on you.
A classic quote.
I believe that was Confucius.
But I think the action was pretty fucking great. This is something I love about Dan Trachtenberg's Predator stuff, especially because he did this a lot in Killer of Killers. He's great at like using story elements, using environmental elements in the action. That was what I really liked about Prey, was where, you know, it's in a different time period, so they have to use different technology and be creative. Killer of Killers, they go to like ancient Viking times and Japan and whatever the last one was, and they use the environmental factors there. And here they do the same. I think he's very clever, you know, like doing that classic script writing, I guess, incorporating interesting, so it's not just generic action scenes.
Yeah.
And I thought the music was pretty fucking cool.
Music was great.
Yeah.
Very cool. It worked well with the action scenes and stuff like that, and the more emotional moments. Not that there were many, but yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I
also like the fact that, going back to the action, because in a lot of the Predator movies, they do kind of make the Predators, you know, unbelievably tanky and immortal and just, you know, unbeatable. Whereas this I think needed to be the case if the Predator is going to be the main like protagonist. You showed his hardships. You saw that he's not like cut out to be like the perfect Predator that he maybe could be until the end, where he goes, you know, spoilers, goes full monkey mode. But so I like that it wasn't just like him just beasting everything. Like there was some hardships throughout.
Yeah, it does a good job of like keeping some kind of stakes. It's very sci-fi. Like if you're not on board in the first like 5 minutes where they do, you know, it's predators talking and there's like predator lore and the dad is doing whatever, like you're not going to be on board throughout. I did think Elle Fanning as the quippy robot character, not quippy, but like annoying as funny character, like sometimes I thought she was funny, sometimes I thought she was a little annoying, and like I know she's meant to be annoying, but sometimes I thought she was just
overly annoying. Yeah.
But in general, I thought she was pretty charming, I suppose.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty good. But what is the point, or not the point? But what's the deal with the what are they?
So that was kind of interesting. It's a tie into the Alien movies where they're synths from Weyland-Yutani, which is the company in the Alien movies that's always trying to get the alien, which is, not to get all nerd on you, but I think marks the first time the Predator and the Alien franchises like are officially crossing over.
Okay.
So they've done Predator vs. Alien movies, but those have been out of the official timeline, obviously.
Oh, of course, because why wouldn't they be?
I think you might see a xenomorph skull in Predator 2. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but
oh my goodness.
Get your ass out of here.
Adrian Brody odd sentence here.
But yeah, so that's kind of cool, I guess.
That is cool.
And at the very least, it's not just like, point at the screen and clap, like, look, it's a thing I recognize, but it's like, it is incorporated into the story.
I forget now. What was the point of them having emotions because they were all talking about how they got.
I mean, yeah, that was no. They do that often with these things where it's like, and of course we gave these robots feelings for like X reason.
We got these. Yeah, we gave them feelings so that they can. What was it?
Better relate to their environment or some shit,
and then better use their other animals.
You didn't think that was maybe gonna backfire if you gave them like ability to form connections with things that you want them to kill?
Yeah,
like, yeah, kind of goofy, but. That's Wayland for you.
That's the Wayland way.
But yeah,
and what we think of our little monkey goat.
There's a monkey character in this of sorts.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute, kind of cursed looking, a little bit Italian brain rot. I think we said
we did establish that throughout the movie. He did. I think. Maybe not because we were supposed to, but we did laugh at the sight of him a few times.
Just a disturbing looking creature. Yeah. But yeah, can you pause it for a second? And we're back.
We're back with thoughts and ideas.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do a Timothée style peek behind the curtain here. I just asked Freddie to pause it. I just said. I got nothing else to say about Predator.
Again, I enjoyed it, but it was kind of like, how the fuck did we fill a whole episode about Tron Ares?
I don't know.
I guess because Tron Ares was kind of dookie.
Yeah, there was more dookie to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, and Lord knows we love discussing dookie.
There's a part in this where he puts his fingers in some goo, and I just leaned over and whispered dookie to you. So I guess that's worth saying.
You did imply that the Predator, whilst hunting his prey, did just stoop down and lick dookie off the floor.
Okay, I didn't say that.
No, I said you implied it. But yeah, I mean, again, a rating. What do we think on a letterbox rating? What are we giving this?
I'm gonna say I would go 3 stars, maybe 3.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where I was like a little bit bored, just because not like it's like a slow movie, but it's just sort of in the predictable story scenes where it's like
now they're at a campfire.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy-esque, like, and maybe they're gonna make a joke and bond or something. It's like,
and your legs.
Yes,
that's a classic line.
Predator line. You'll get it if you've seen it,
which no one will have.
It actually did really well opening weekend.
Really,
it like saved the box office, which is kind of unfortunate. Not really. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree. 3.5. I think I will go 3.5 just because it's one of the better. Again, I haven't seen many, but out of the 3 I've seen, slightly worse than Prey, I think. And then towards the end of this movie as well, spoilers alert.
Spoiler for Predator.
It does kind of tease a sequel of sorts.
Yeah.
His mother shows up.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I guess I would see a sequel. And to be fair, it wasn't like. I appreciated that it was sequel bait in the sense that it wasn't like, and look who's coming. It's Ripley from the Alien movies. Like it was like, look, here's a thing. Like it was, tied into the contained story of the movie, which I thought was better.
But yeah, I'm there for another a movie with Deck.
Deck the goat.
Who's your favorite
Christmas
Predator
song? But yeah, no. Unfortunately, I did realize I don't have too much to say about this. This might be a slight mini pod just because of the normality of the movie Predator Badlands.
Again, a good time. Did it save the box office? Enjoyable moments.
Saved Hollywood.
Maybe winning an Oscar over Dwayne. Who knows? But yeah, just an all around good movie with good action, but a bit of a step down from Prey. We'll say that.
I would say in ranking the Predator movies, I'd probably go Prey. From best to worst, Prey, Predator, Predator 2, Killer of Killers, this, Predators, the Predator.
So this is second or third last for you in the Predator franchise?
Yeah, it's a pretty good franchise.
Interesting. Maybe I need to get on it.
Yeah.
You see some more of them.
I think you might find Predator 1 to be a little bit boring. I think you would quite enjoy Predator 2.
I love me some jungle walking. Is there a lot of jungle walking?
It's exclusively jungle walking.
Oh my god.
It's way more jungle walking than it is Predator movies. So.
That actually sounds fantastic.
But Predator 2 is like funnily stupid. And I don't know, Predators with Adrian Brody. He fights a predator and
and then he gives a long ass speech that no one wants to listen to.
He talks it to death. But yeah, pretty good. But you know what's gonna make this pod last 5 hours?
My god,
You better believe
The Tom Cnews.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
and
Lord.
what Cnews we have today.
I did ask as well, is it good Cnews? And the reply was, not really. So, best believe I am giddy with excitement.
Maybe we shouldn't do a peek behind the curtain when we pause the pod halfway through to go, yo, I got nothing to say about this movie. By the way, our next segment, not that good. But to be fair, I do have, because I have a little anecdote that I've been wanting to work in naturally to the pod.
And now that we're scrambling, I think it's time.
Hit the emergency button.
Emergency anecdote is a good match, whatever.
Yeah, it's a trash anecdote. But it is cruise related, so I think sneaking it into the Tom Cruise when we have an otherwise really cool Tom Cruise story.
Yes, please.
But let's do.
I'm so excited to hear what this is.
Let's do the real Cruise first.
Okay.
Glenn Powell, Cruise's best friend.
What? What are you talking about? That's fantastic.
Glenn Powell was on the Graham Norton show, and he talked about Cruise.
Okay.
In flowery, affectionate ways.
What was said?
No, he was just saying, he was saying how Cruise helped him prepare for, I only watched the fucking, like, reel of it, so maybe there's more context, but how he prepared him for the dangers of a film set. I assume an action movie film set. No, a romance movie film set. A drama film set.
A comedy with Jack Black. Do not go near the man.
Where he was basically saying, you know, how dangerous things are and, you know, explosions can hurt you and whatever. I guess it was also good promo for, I assume it was promo for The Running Man, where it's like, what a crazy movie.
Yeah.
But then at the end he also said,
him down! It's my flamingo. What's his name? Domingo.
Coleman Flamingo. I was also going to say, that's your Cruise? When Powell enters his office.
He taught me of danger.
Cruise the real predator? Not the sexual kind, just to be clear.
Again, I think it's a recurring thing on this pod that you have to explain things that needn't explained.
But then he also said that Cruise gave him some running advice, which I thought was extra ironic. Well, the advice was something along the lines like, you don't look as cool as you think you do when you're running. Mm-hmm. Like, film yourself running to, like, get a cooler run or some shit, I guess. But I was going to say, Cruise, you have the worst run in Hollywood.
And also, you say you don't look as cool when, like, as you think you do. Then why the fuck do you insist on having 60,000 running scenes in every movie?
But I mean, the way I took it was that Cruise, like, he's like a civilian, you know, thinks they look cool when they're running, but they don't. And he's like, the running that we see on film is his, like, perfected run, which is even more concerning.
Yeah.
Because that's you after practicing running. I mean,
I will say,
I shouldn't say it's the worst run. It's a very...
It's a powerful run. It's a fast run, but it is definitely, it's a decision.
It looks like there's something wrong with you when you run as well.
There's a slight constipation to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like you're about to dookie and you have to find the toilet kind of run. Anyway, I guess we'll see in The Running Man if Glenn Powell looks epic when he runs, and we'll thank Cruise.
Yeah, well, I mean, in The Running Man, he best be running.
That's a really good point, actually. I hadn't even thought of that.
God.
One for the thinking man.
Yeah, that's a really highbrow one.
I will say, just based on the trailer, already his run looks better than Cruise's. But his
run does look kind of fantastic, and I'm excited for The Running Man.
Me too. It looks fun. My little Cruise anecdote, which gets me alarmingly close to Cruise.
Okay, where is this going?
This is a Los Angeles anecdote from my time in LA.
Okay,
where I assume I can say this. I don't think this is like
taboo. I assume I can say this. I ate caviar off Cruise's butt.
I got to go to the Warner Brothers lot. Because I know some people, I guess.
Because I got connections, little bro.
But which was obviously super cool in a lot of ways. But it was just a very surreal moment because I drove in there and they directed me towards the parking, like the guest parking, I guess. But to go there, you go past. I don't know if I'm supposed to say like the layout of the Warner lot.
I don't know if I can say this. Here are the blueprints of the Warner Brothers lot.
But basically, I mean, I went past like the important people's parking that's labeled basically.
Yeah.
And as I was walking from my car back to the lot, I walked past there, and it was just an incredibly cool but ominous moment when I just looked over and I just see T. Cruise written on one of the parking spots.
So cool.
I was like, at first it was an I made it moment.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
Holy shit, I'm where Cruise sometimes is.
I'm breathing the Cruise air. I made it moment. I saw his parking spot.
My high aspirations.
Yeah, my Timothy greatness moment.
Some people say they don't want to pursue greatness. They don't care about not seeing the Tom Cruise parking spot.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
That also, not gonna lie, I don't think he's made a movie with Warner Brothers for literal years.
Was there dust and mold on the spot?
Yeah, he's covered in cobwebs. But there was also there was a moment where I also thought I could park in Tom Cruise's parking spot.
That's gotta be a euphemism. I could enter Tom Cruise's spot and just set up shop.
Just hang out for a while.
I haven't used it for a while. Let me do it.
Yeah, no one's been there for a minute.
He won't even notice.
I was thinking, what happens if I park in the spot? Come on, no. Don't look at me like
I didn't say anything.
You gave me a look.
That's a thought every man has once in a while.
Yeah, what would happen? But I was thinking, like, if you're parked there and then Tom Cruise shows up, like,
dude,
what happens?
I genuinely mean this. I think that might be the top 5 scariest thing that could ever happen. If you try to sneak into Tom Cruise's spot and then he realizes, dude.
Man, Tom Cruise, I mean, I know we established this when he did the COVID rant or whatever, but, like, scary, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because normally, like, any person of power yelling at you is, like, a little bit of an intimidating moment, especially if it were, like, in front of, on that set or whatever. Whoever those people were who got fucking eviscerated by Cruise that day.
Yeah. Who got melted into oblivion.
But, yeah, if he showed up and you're in his parking spot.
Yeah. Well, I think he might be the celebrity who I'd least like to catch me in their spot. Do you think that's...
I think... Who would I least want to have catch me in their parking spot? In a literal sense. I'm gonna... I'm gonna say... I don't know why I'm thinking Bryan Cranston, because he's really delightful. He's super cool with it.
Well, answer this, and then afterwards we need to say the celebrity we think would be the coolest with it.
Okay.
So, but first.
I think Cruise would be up there. I know Tom Hardy's a super cool guy, but I feel like if he's mad at you, he'd be pretty scary.
Yeah,
but he probably wouldn't be mad if you parked in his spot.
I don't think so. I feel like Cruise might be.
Cruise definitely would be. Anyway, I'd like to be clear. I did not park in the spot, nor do I have intentions to. But the thought crossed me mind once. I don't know. I feel like the security would fucking shoot me as soon as I entered the spot.
Step a little, like, one toe over the line. Get him.
Yeah. I think Cruise is a good shout. Do you have any other?
No, I think Cruise is definitely the one who'd be the scariest. And I think someone like, I honestly think Cranston and or Dafoe.
Dafoe would be super cool.
I'd park in their spot every day.
Yeah, indeed.
Literally, though. Like, not in the weird sexual way that you mean.
Don't turn that on me. I'm the one who disclaims.
I am the disclaimer here.
No, Dafoe would be definitely cool. That he'd probably, I don't know, have a good chat with you and, like, give you a churro or something.
What did you say?
Like, give you a churro?
I thought you said give you a chug. I was like, what could that possibly...
Let you sip on it a little bit.
Sorry about your spot. That's all right. Let me sip on it a little bit. That's so Dafoe, though?
No, I agree. Dafoe would be cool.
At his funeral? What was he known for? Letting dudes sip on it.
My funeral, Dafoe's.
Oh, wait. Let's move on.
Anyway. But yeah, I it was a cool experience in general being in the Warner Brothers lot. But seeing the Cruise parking spot, kind of a surreal moment, just given the pod history.
I remember you I don't know if you're allowed to take photos, but you sent me a photo.
I'm pretty sure I posted a photo. I'm not gonna lie.
Then I'm fine. And I lost my shit. I was kind of like,
it was pretty funny.
Way. My boy has made it. Again, this is the highest aspirations we have.
Yeah, to sniff the air of the Cruise parking spot. Again, in a literal sense.
The way you said that.
I
We all know it's not in a literal sense anymore. To sniff the scent of the cruise parking spot. Little bro.
go off, I guess.
Do your thing, chicken wing.
All right. Anyway, yeah, that was the Cnews. You know who also I think would be really cool? Glenn Powell. I think he'd be nice. Just putting it out there. Coleman?
No.
He'd kill me.
I feel like Coleman's he's a delightful man, but I feel like not about his spot.
I guess.
I don't know. Like I can see him doing the Running Man speech at me. Hunt him down.
Cruz bolts at you.
Cruz appears in a spot.
Actually, you know who would be the worst, but also the most satisfying? Just to stick it to him. Again, literally. I mean, no, metaphorically this time.
Wait. Okay.
Metaphorically stick it. No. I don't know. Not sexually.
Not sexually stick it to him.
Adrian Brody, I don't know.
Wait.
In the sense that I don't like him very much.
You don't like Adrian Brody, so you want to enter him.
That is not what I said.
You want to be in his spot.
To be in his parking spot. I feel like he would be really mad about it, but because
he can't do shit about it.
Well, I don't know, but he could kick my ass. Because I don't particularly like him. I would get a little satisfaction out of just sticking it to him. In one sense or another.
Yeah.
In the right sense.
In whatever sense he'll allow.
No. Anyway.
In one sense or the other. Direct quote again.
You know what I mean.
Dude, this Tom Cnews was great.
Saved the pod. Predator Badlands, nothing to say about it. Talking about
being a predator in the cruise spot, lots to say.
Preying on that cruise parking spot. Oh my god! No, like the actual spot though. Anyway, well that's us. Yeah, I think that's that. So I think we covered Predator Badlands today, just half the pod, fucking delirious yelling about parking spots. But yeah, a little bit of a shorter pod today, but you know what? That happens, I guess.
It does happen.
It's normal.
You look back in the history of the pod, we had some like 30-minute ones.
Man, so if anything, you're welcome.
If anything, yeah, welcome for the 15 extra minutes, bozos. Sorry.
No, yeah, so hope you enjoyed today's episode. What do you think of Predator Badlands, I guess?
What would you do in the Tom Cruise parking spot situation?
Well, here's a question. Which celebrity do you think would be the most scary if they caught you taking up their parking spot? And which one would be the nicest about it?
True.
Let us know. And if you enjoyed the pod, on YouTube, you can like, subscribe, leave a nice comment. If you're listening elsewhere, we're on YouTube. I don't know what's happening to me. You can also find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Poorly Planned Podcast, where you can leave a 5-star rating and a nice review. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com, as well as finding me on YouTube, bhlhudson, Instagram.
This is insane.
bhl_Hudson, letterboxed at real bhlhudson.
That has completely thrown my mojo all sorts of ways. You can find me on YouTube at FTK Space Gaming. You can find me on Instagram at Fidalgard. You can find me on Letterboxd at FTK_Thwilms.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Cruise parking spot. Ooh.